Wow! Oh my goodness, this is all happening in real time. Greetings, Internet. Welcome to Creativity is Not Canceled. We are so excited that you're able to join us tonight in this truly gorgeous and organic and very natural way. My name is Erica Molfetto. I am a writer and producer, and I'll also be the host of tonight's show. I'm so excited for this. We've been waiting for this moment since March 2020, since the day that we went into lockdown. And I'm so lucky to be joined right now by my co-producers and directors of tonight's event, Janie Miles Feingold and William Karras. Say hey to the fans, y'all.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
We are so excited to see our hard work come to fruition tonight. Creativity isn't canceled. You may be wondering, what the heck is a digital song cycle? Creativity is Not Canceled was written by the members of our Cycle 30 cohort at NYU's Graduate Musical Theater Writing Program. Shout out! This March was a tough time for us, and after our in-person classes kind of abruptly ended, our cohort decided to take matters into our own hands and keep our tools of creativity at the sharp and at the ready.
The song you'll hear tonight was written entirely from our homes in quarantine.
And every song you'll hear tonight was self-produced, self-recorded, socially distant from home, and mastered, mixed by my wonderful longtime collaborator, Ricardo Morejon. Shout out to you.
Shout out to you.
Yes, and we are going to start the night off with a song called Is It Too Late? That was written by William and Erica, who are thesis partners as well. And I was lucky enough to get to collaborate with them by directing a music video. And it features the incredibly talented Holly Curran, who we didn't know before this, but we know and love now.
Without further ado, here is It Too Late?
So it turns out that nothing lasts forever. The time I thought we had turns out is lost. And I regret all the coffee dates with old friends I put off. 'Cause I could use a friend right now. Instead, I'm lonely with my thoughts. Would I still matter to you after so much time has passed? Could we try again, restart as strangers? I'm bouncing off the walls, afraid to ask. Is it too late? Is it too late if I reach out? Is it too late? Is it too late if I reach out? 'Cause now of the time I've come to realize when I reach out, it may be too late. It may be too late. Now I'm stewing in my grief like it's bathwater. The life I thought I had for now is paused. And I'd forgotten how I hate to sit alone just with myself. And I wish I had a few more hours in bed with someone else. Could I still matter to you? Am I someone you outgrew? Could I try again, restart a strange? late? Is it too late if I reach out? 'Cause now I have the time. I have come to realize when I reach out, it may be too late. It may be too late.
Okay, but is it too soon for me to cry at my own work? We may never know. Now, I've known Holly since high school, and one of the first memories I have of her, just to like totally embarrass her for a second, was at my first summer at the Panetta Conservatory in Central Jersey. Shout out, New Jersey. And I was sitting in an audition intensive, and Trish Panetta, shout out to Trish, said, Holly is crazy. She works on her audition materials like 3 times a day. Like, she wakes up and she works on it. She eats lunch and she works on it. And before she goes to bed, she works on it. And I knew it was to be true because that summer, Holly was going to my dream school at NYU. And since that day, I've tried to incorporate that same work ethic into my practice because Holly was that one person who was and has totally made it. And incidentally, is totally talented at making music videos from her dreamy LA home. We are so lucky that she was able to join us tonight for our album unveiling. Hey, Holly, how are you?
Hi, Erica. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
It is truly an honor. Where are you in the world right now?
I'm coming to you live from Los Angeles, California.
Okay, this interview is over. I'm so sorry. No, we love you. We know your work from being from New Jersey, obviously. But we also know your work from being on The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and Fear the Walking Dead. What has it been like to see your production schedules kind of shift, and how have you kept yourself creative and coping?
Yeah, it's been crazy. All the productions have been shut down since March when the whole world shut down. Productions are trying to come back right now, but of course, with the surge in cases, it's been a little bit tough. But yeah, this project has been particularly rewarding because we did everything so safely in quarantine from our own apartments. I was supposed to shoot a film that is behind right now too, so hopefully everyone can be safe and healthy. We can get back to shooting and making even more art, but this in the meantime has really helped.
And we are absolutely so lucky that you were able to join us. If you like what you heard, if you love the sound of Holly's voice as much as we do on the Creativity Isn't Canceled team, go ahead and smash that download link in the description and make sure you give Is It Too Late a listen next time you need a quarantine cry. Okay, thanks so much for joining us, Holly. We really appreciate it.
Mwah, bye.
Bye. We simply love her. Next up, we have Spencer Grubb, a composer from Portland, Oregon, whose song Distance has been stuck in our heads also for the past 4 months. Spencer, great to have you with us.
Great to be here.
Absolutely. Tell us a bit about Distance. How did you and Dahlak go ahead and decide this angle?
So at the beginning of quarantine, when social distance as a phrase was kind of new to our vernacular, we were just thinking about distance in lots of ways and how people were farther apart now. You seem sometimes to be like distant in your thoughts. And so we let that word distance really drive our ideas lyrically and musically.
And you can definitely hear that. I can't wait for the greater YouTube live audience to hear this. But they say that all great artists have muses, like, Andy Warhol had Edie Sedgwick, Patti Smith had Robert Mapplethorpe. Who is your muse and how would you describe me?
There's just something magical about your nostrils.
This is getting entirely too steamy, YouTube live. Let's give us some social distance. Up next, we have a clip from Dahlak, who could not be here tonight, who is the lyricist and performer on this project. Without further ado, here is Spencer and Dahlak's song, Distance.
Hey, my name is Dahlak Brathwaite, and you are going to listen to the song that I made with the incredible Spencer Grubb. Me and him made this during quarantine. We haven't seen each other since we made it, and I am so stupid busy right now. I can't even really attend the party and the get-together right now, but being that the song is called Distant, I feel like it's fitting. Yeah. Distant. Yeah. Distant. I've been kind of in my own world. It's all good here, right? Yeah. I'm sitting all alone in the middle of a global pandemic. Me and Spence get along, so we set to make a song, make it sound anthemic. I hit refresh and refresh to see the next thing on MSNBC, CNN, and CBS. BBC, ESPN, they all saying that the scientists, they can't end it. And my friends are conspiracy theorists. I read on my IG, they say they see BS. Meanwhile, I'm Netflixing and binging on Narcos. Please, one more season, no, they can't end this. And I'm so invested that I'm not even thinking the economy sinking, or the odds that I'm sick of that I'm probably gonna get it. Like I'm not even tripping, I'm just distant.
I gotta tell you, Dalek, if you're out there in the ether listening tonight through your busy schedule, I would love to be a contender to host your album release party. But until that time, up next we have Earl Marrows and the very familiar Janie Miles Feingold, whose song Thank You to the Internet so perfectly encapsulates what it's like to be romantic and in quarantine and what that feels like. This music video features the wonderful, the talented Dylan Adler, who you may know from UCB or the Pit comedy clubs, and DeAnne Stewart, who you may have seen in Jagged Little Pill on Broadway pre-pandemic. Janie and Earl, thanks so much for hopping on.
Thank you, Erica. Erica, you're doing a great job. This is so fun to be watching along, gotta say. I don't know where Earl is, but he should be joining us any moment.
He has an equally busy schedule, if not more so than our dear Dalek. Until then, Janie, can you tell us how this idea came into fruition? You wrote the lyrics while Earl wrote the music?
Yes, so we wanted to, really address the very relatable struggle that couples were having about how to be intimate when you could not be intimate. And my family has never heard this song, so warning,
I'm here and I'm very excited.
it's a little graphic. We call this one maybe PG-13, but Earl and I were just we wanted to make each other laugh. We wanted to have fun, and for us, writing songs is a source of joy. And it was a dark time, and we wanted to work on something that we really were going to be very happy every time we opened it up to work on it.
And I'm just really excited that real people decided to sing our nonsense. So I'm very looking forward to it tonight.
Yeah, well, the coolest thing was that we got to work with talent on this that we never would have met otherwise. So in some ways, this project really helped us connect with more people than if we had been able to be together in person.
Yeah, and DeAnne and Dylan were just so lovely to work with, and really everyone on the whole team has been really, really great. So it's just been really a joy to be a part of.
Well, I know the folks at home cannot wait to hear this song, Thank You to the Internet. Once again, a brief little warning for folks at home, my parents in particular hate Tom and Donna. This song may not be safe for work. This may be a little PG-13, so go ahead, take yourself a little tea or juice break, or if you are in Central Jersey, time to kind of pop open that grain alcohol. The rest of you can sit back, relax, and enjoy a preview of Thank You to the Internet. Oops, sorry, folks. We were having a little technical difficulty on our end. Best case scenario is to go ahead and smash that download link in the description so you'll be able to hear Thank You to the Internet in full. Thanks again to Janie and Earl for hopping on and talking about your gorgeous work. That song is never not fun. I want to also take this opportunity to thank the wonderful Mindy Dickstein and the Graduate Musical Theater Writing Department at NYU. They've inspired us to reach for the stars, even from behind our computers. If you love the music you hear tonight and you want to give a little love to the cast of tonight's amazing show, please consider making a donation to Creativity Is Not Canceled. All donations go directly to the cast and designers who made tonight possible. Now we'll move right on to the lovely Brooke Trum and Maggie Moe. Hey guys, how are ya?
Hey.
Matching makeup means you are now biological twins after this project.
Perfect.
That's
what 23andMe says anyway.
Fabulous. I'm glad that you guys finally found the time to order the kit. Tell me, the folks at home, the YouTube live audience, whoever may see this with their eyes at some point, how would you describe your iconic song that we're about to hear, Quarantine of One?
Great question, Erica. Well, I know it's probably hard to imagine now that we're like 8 months into this, but there was a time when the term socially distancing was kind of foreign. And I thought, what if you're dating a guy that you're really serious about, maybe thought you were going to marry, and you thought he said to you, like, hey, I'm just trying to practice social distancing. And you were like, oh, shit, he's breaking up with me. And that was really the premise for this little thing you're about to hear.
You know, in the spirit of potentially getting engaged, we brought our own something.
We are so excited to hear the comedy stylings of the gorgeous, the very talented Raquel Palmas is the fabulous alto that you're about to hear in this piece. You may recognize her work from Baby Wants Candy or North Coast Improv. Wherever you are, Raquel, we simply love you. Let's hear that gorgeous preview of Quarantine of One.
I get it. The world is ending. But is he just pretending he cares more about not getting infected? If so, well, I stand corrected. I'll give him props for being current, but like, what a lame deterrent. Did I put out too soon? Not soon enough? Are my moves not up to snuff? Maybe I'm too hot. He can't stand the heat. But I swear I'll maintain a distance of 6 feet. He says he wants to practice being socially distant. Does he think I'm stupid? Like I can't take the hint. Getting dumped is never funny. Yours truly, this quarantine of one.
This quarantine of one. I've sung this, I swear to God, every day since y'all wrote this in March. Thank you so much for sharing your work tonight, you guys. Again, if you like what you hear, feel free to smash that download button in the description. I know it sends you to Spotify, but we're also on iTunes. Is that still a thing? We're on it. I did it. We're on Apple Music. We're on like a SoundCloud type distributor. Type in Creativity Isn't Canceled album and you will be able to find this if you were not bravely using Spotify in today's economy. Up next, we have the gorgeous Julia Axe joining us straight from LA. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Yahoo! It has been so cool to meet you through this process. You're like one of the coolest chicks in the game right now. Not only are you an actress and a singer, but you've also been doing like a ton of social justice work through the Joy Jackson Project in the pandemic. Tell us, how have you been staying creatively fulfilled and motivated?
Well, to be honest, there was up until recently, I'd kind of retreated from it because of after George Floyd was murdered. I didn't feel like being funny. I didn't really have any sort of reason I didn't feel the creative juices flowing. And as someone who does primarily comedy stuff, I was like, I just don't feel like being funny. So, and I'm not even making this up, this project was like the perfect, most wonderful timing, because I'm legitimately in love with this song. It is so heartfelt. The music is amazing. And also this project has proven to be such a blessing. And like, I've become so motivated to seek out collaborators that I wouldn't have otherwise met. So I just recently in the past month started to get these like use all the social justice stuff, all the education that's been happening on my end to kind of like reinvigorate my work and reinvigorate my comedy, but with a whole new perspective and with like a newfound responsibility that I feel in my work.
Oh yeah. There have been so many moments in this pandemic where, you know, I've seen people in our comedy community like put out genuinely funny things, and I ask myself like, how how are you funny?
Some people can do it. It didn't feel right to me, but everybody has their own timeline, I guess.
Oh, from your mouth to God's ears. That is what I have learned during this pandemic in a major way. But speaking of collaborators, the collaborators who wrote this piece, Joe and Nori, are joining us today from their separate bedrooms in upstate New York and Manhattan, respectively. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
So decent. How's it going for you?
You know.
Still writing together.
Still writing together. On your second year thesis at NYU, right?
Yeah.
Funny enough.
You guys have been collaborating remotely. You guys have all been in different time zones. Tell us, how has it been to collaborate virtually?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a lot easier than I expected it to be, but it still has its challenges. I mean, it's mainly just communicating. That's for everything, so.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just about, you know, really sending stuff on time and being like, hey, let's go on this random phone call because I need something to ask you, which is very minute, but I need to schedule this in so that I know what you're thinking about. But
we might go on for 3 hours, who knows?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think my lucky stars that I'm scamming AT&T for free data at this point. Be that as it may, musical theater and opera lovers are sure to love this piece. Let's not keep them waiting. Without further ado, here is Whirlwind.
You smile at a little green light dancing in the dark. I remember the days when we could still see the stars, catching clouds of fireflies together in the park. Those late night adventures that faded to memoirs, and we grew up. We were swept into the whirlwind of the city of lights, lost in between numbers and heights, running and chasing day after day, not noticing the little things as they slip away. Your warmth left our bed before the crack of dawn. Dinners you made were dimmed by the passing hours. The house grew silent with all the chatter gone. Those small notes we kept wilted like flowers, and we grew apart. We were stuck in the whirlwind of the in between numbers and heights, running and chasing day after day, not knowing that we were slipping away. But now we stand in the eye of the storm. Time stops and stretches as the city halts. Forced to pause, we take shelter indoors. At night, we explore forgotten trails. You stopped and watched that little green light. You couldn't believe they're still here. This might be an accident, it wasn't the plan, but come on. Let's chase fireflies again. We were caught in the whirlwind of the city of lights, lost in between numbers and heights. We ran and chased day after day, passing each other on life's highway. But now we've caught one another again. We'll dance in the park with the little green lights, and we won't ever slip away.
Oh, that is so gorgeous every time I see it. Special thanks to Julia's team, her boyfriend, for shooting that on his very fancy, very LA camera. Up next, we are going to circle back to old Janie and old Earl's piece that has been found from the ether. Just a quick reminder, once again, PG-13, tea break, juice break if you need that. Without further ado, here is Janie and Earl's Thank You to the Internet.
I'm hiding out under covers in my bed, snuck away from my family, gonna FaceTime you instead.
Open up my laptop, sip my mug of wine, let me adjust the angle so you can see me fine.
Wait, I could see you better before.
Oh shit. Hope no one's listening. Yes, Mom, I'm fine. The thought of our role play sends a shiver down my spine.
Ooh.
Can't wait till we make love.
Make love.
Make love during quarantine.
Quarantine?
Thank you to the internet for connecting me to you. Our families live in different states, but we've got kinky stuff to do. And this shit is so scary, but I can't wait till you're mine. So meet me here on FaceTime to make love during quarantine.
You did it again. It's quarantine.
Hun, please let me call it what I want to call it.
Fine. Here's a link to Babeland on Amazon Prime. A long-distance vibrator looks so divine. You can pair it with your Apple Watch, then I'll give you the sign. It's crazy how our orgasms will perfectly align.
Ooh.
When we finally make love.
Make love, make love during quarantine.
It just doesn't feel right.
Cyber sex?
No, saying quarantine. It's quarantine.
Babe, let's just sing the song.
Okay. Thank you to the internet for connecting me to you.
Our families live in different states, but we've got kinky stuff to do. And this shit is so scary, but I can't wait till you're mine. Our connection will be such a dream when we make love during quarantine. Ugh, come on, I learned how to sex for you. You can't give me this.
It's just not my thing. I'm sorry. I can't change my perfect diction.
Well, then I'm afraid you can't have this diction.
Oh? Okay. So that's it then.
I guess so.
Okay, I'm logging off. I can't waste my Wi-Fi on someone who won't even put in the effort to at least try and say it right. Not even for me. Signing off in 3, 2...
No, don't go. Fine, I take it back.
Oh, yeah?
I'll try saying it your way.
Actions speak louder than words, baby.
We'll share a sexy dream, dress up like it's Halloween. I'm the king and you're my queen, only pixels in between. when I see you through my magic screen.
Magic screen? Now we're talking. I'll claw at you like Wolverine.
Sew you up like Ovaltine.
Disinfect to keep it clean.
Make sure they don't hear you scream.
Jean jackets like Bruce Springsteen.
Chapel pose, call you Sistine.
Invite our friends to watch in a live stream when we make love during quarantine.
Yeah. Thank you to the internet for connecting me to you.
Our families live in different states, but we got kinky stuff to do.
And this shit is so scary. How long till the vaccine? My balls are blue, they're turning green. So let's make love during quarantine. Oh,
yeah, yeah. Make love
during quarantine. I'm imagining I'm getting close and I'm gonna come. Oh no, I came. I'm sorry I came.
I could get used to this.
Woo! Oh my God, I love that video. Again, so perfectly and journalistically encapsulates what it is like to have sex during quarantine. Thank you so much again, Janie and Earl, for that. If you love Dylan and DeAnne's voices as much as we do, you can check out DeAnne's live stream of Jagged Little Pill happening right now, right after this program. Go off and click it. Up next, we have two equal divas. We're joined tonight by Sanana Usta and Mikey Rosenbaum. Say hi, guys.
Hi. Hello. What's up?
What's not much? How about you?
I'm okay. How are you, Mikey?
I'm great. I'm just, making love in quarantine.
Aren't we all making love during quarantine? I am so excited to debut your guys' work. It's called For Our Generation. You guys have worked tirelessly on this project, and I have been your #1 fan since day one. This song is pretty special, though, because as Mikey was in New York, Sinan was actually in Turkey. What was that like?
That was pretty kind of a new experience to do because, I was in Istanbul and Mikey was here in New York City.
Yeah, in Brooklyn. And time zones, time differences, are tricky to coordinate, but we kind of had fun passing stuff back and forth. And despite the difference of time, I think we were able to make it work. And really felt like an isolated project, but it came together.
Yeah, that's the summary.
That is the summary. We are so excited for the folks at home to get a special sneak peek of this. Again, to hear the full For Our Generation, go ahead and smash that download button in the description. We'd like to thank Shayna Blass for her exceptional performance on this track. But without further ado, here is For Our Generation.
We, for our generation, you, me, and we. For our generation, you, me, and we. For our generation, you, and me, and we. For our generation. Wearing plastic gloves before we touch the sky. Wearing green masks on the face, but we don't look eye to eye. We're ranking, no thanking, all to be the first. So I scroll down in my Amazon and advertise my soul. Feeling strange in the quarantine. Feel the change. It's happening. What are we gonna do to fix our future for you, me, and we? For our generation, you and me and we.
Woo! For our generation. Y'all, what is our generation gonna do in a real way? Leave your suggestions in the comments, okay? Before we wrap up tonight in our final song, I'd just like to make a special shout out to Ricardo Morajon, Casey Harris, Maya Messiah, and Tara Jane for helping us put together tonight's show. We literally owe you our lives. Our firstborn children are yours. If you love what you're hearing, go ahead and download that link in the description. And if you'd like to make a donation to those who have made tonight possible, the actors, the designers, the editors, please go ahead and see those donation details below. Up next is our final song before the night ends, written by Claire Bierman and William Karras. Hey, guys.
Oh, hello.
Hey, hey Erica.
Where are you guys zooming in from? You guys look like you're having the time of your lives.
We're in Brooklyn. Brooklyn, New York City, New York State, United States of America.
Now, I think that the Zoom, your song that we're about to hear next, will be the next cult dance of our generation, to borrow from the last team. How did you guys come up with this idea? What was this collaboration like?
Well, for one thing, we had a big Zoom dance party that our whole grad class participated in like 30 different houses around the country. And that was like the most fun I'd had in many weeks at that point. And I think that was one inspiration for sure.
Yeah, and I think, Broadway closed in March. The dance floor is closed in March.
It can't be denied.
People really miss is not necessarily shows, but it's getting on that dance floor and busting out a move or two, if you know what I'm saying. So we're trying to bring those moves back into the people's home. And I want to shout out and invite to everybody who's listening right now. Follow on to the move. This is like kind of the Macarena of our generation, if you will. So to the right, to the left, please follow the moves and have the greatest time of your life. Grab the person, your mom and dad who's sitting next to you, dance with them, just enjoy yourself.
It will be very easy to follow along. The gorgeous Gabriella Ortega does a phenomenal performance of this. Let's not make the folks at home wait anymore. Without further ado, raise a glass and give it up for the Zoom.
Okay, everybody, set your virtual backgrounds to the club. All right, turn those lights down low so you're not backlit. If you're stuck in your house, that doesn't mean you can't have a good time. Thanks to the power of technology, we don't have to be lonely. I haven't felt the sun all summer long. Share the link with all your friends and test your microphone. Tell the crew we're logging on, cause I don't drink alone. You've been to other parties, but this is something new. But first head to the top right corner and hit gallery view. Are you ready? Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We're gonna zoom it to the left side and zoom it to the right. Clap your hands if you got plans to dye your hair tonight. Now take it to the camera, now throw it to the wall. You're the queen of quarantine, as long as you can The house can be a dance club, just grab a solo cup. This party's only dress code is be dressed from the waist up. Now get funky or get freaky, the logo drop below. Just take a break from baking coffee, cake, and sourdough. Again!
1, 2.
We're gonna zoom it to the left side and zoom it to the right. Clap your hands or pots and pans are getting loud tonight. Now take it to the window and throw it to the walls. You can't stop the party and you can't stop your friends.
Yeah, we're getting in the group chat. You like it like that. Let me see your shoulders move like this. Get your tongue out like you're in kiss. You can party just like me. If you fist bump like you're Pauly D.
It's time to zoom with no regrets. Now everybody please introduce your pets. This is Bosco and Greco and their Tabby Cat rescues. Freeze! Internet is
1, 2, 3, 4.
We're gonna zoom it to the left side and zoom it to the right. I'm okay with that delay, cause we're all here tonight. Even in a lockdown, the party never ends. I'll be zooming all night long, cause damn, I miss my friends. miss you guys so much.
Woohoo! Give it up for the Zoom and give it up for all of you for joining us tonight. Anyone from the CINC team who was here, unmute yourselves and show yourselves, baby. Let's take this home. Woo! This year has been rough. We know that when life knocks you down, we have to remember that creativity can never be canceled. We hope that you take that home tonight with all of you. Go ahead and smash that download button. Go ahead and make those last-minute donations. We will forever accept them. And don't forget to have a great rest of your evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I forgot we were.
Bye.